On this show, we'll be covering Friday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw, AEW Collision, AEW Wrestle Dream, and AEW Dynamite. Stay tuned, it's going to be a good one. Roll intro.
HCW Reviews.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the HCW show. My name is Dan DP, and I am joined by the guy who's always here, the guy who gives his soul and his life to do wrestling reviews. It's Rey Wrestle.
Good God, it was better. Like, but you know, the intro at the start was genuinely like you were Tony Khan reading off an auto cue. Raw, Dynamite. I think Dynamite's there. Yeah, I'm living the dream. I've not watched Collision. No one's watched Collision. So that's going to be a good review when we get there. I haven't watched Raw or SmackDown. You've watched them. I do this and I don't want to do it anymore. Anyway, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Had a crisis at work, and I've literally been in the house for less than 20 minutes.
Yeah, go.
But maybe 30 minutes. But yeah.
Wonderful. The reason I don't watch SmackDown and Raw for people is I was in Wales for 3 days and I have enough time. I drank myself to oblivion, and that's the reason I don't watch Collision either, because I was still recovering from drinking myself to oblivion. Didn't really want to live.
It's a valid reason.
Yes.
But without any further ado, we should probably get cracking into the reviews.
Yep, it's all you for the next 25 minutes.
Fantastic.
Let's
move it to an hour, shall we? So we have Friday Night SmackDown from the 29th of September. I forgot what month we're in for a second.
Going well.
Yeah. So to kick things off, as we always do, with the Bloodline. Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman. They're here because they acknowledge the Tribal Chief. And then Heyman runs down the events from last week. And then Jimmy Uso does the thing he's done twice in a row now, where he snatches the mic out of Heyman's hand.
The Tribal Chief does?
Yeah. And then does his shtick. He's like, you know, the Bloodline's in your city. Like,
down since day one.
Ish. Jimmy's then talking smack about Cena when suddenly some bald guy jumps the ring. It's Carl Anderson. He's here.
I forgot he was here, yeah.
So yeah, he's there, and he clears the ring. Solo then wants Jimmy outside to deal with this before he does. Cool. So we transition into the first match of the night, which was Jimmy Uso and Carl Anderson.
Machine Gun Carl Anderson.
Let's call him Carl Anderson, because the machine gun's not there anymore.
K.A.
KM. So yeah, Jimmy here wins with the Uso Splash. Post-match. Uso crazy. Post-match, Carl Anderson is taken down by a Samoan Spike by Solo.
Do you have a rating for that match?
I rated 2 stars.
Wonderful. At least we've got ratings.
It was a 2-minute match. Didn't offer much in terms of anything. It was a match because it was a match.
No. The story behind it. Carl Anderson is friends with OC, and OC has AJ Styles in it, and AJ Styles is rivaling with Bloodline.
Thank you. I forgot Carl worked here. That's literally a note I've got written down here.
DP doesn't watch WWE like regularly, so don't judge him.
Thank you. But yeah, don't judge me, please. I'm also not watching AEW that much nowadays, so don't just run that either. But yeah,
we watch Barry Wrestling.
Hey, shout out Barry Wrestling. So as they're leaving, go back to the locker room, whatever. Mission comes out. Mia Yim, for those who don't know who Mission is, and just slaps Jimmy Uso, and Jimmy sells it like death.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, he dropped.
It's full on, just like reacts, falls, dead. Like
Mission's hard though, so.
Yeah.
Slap me, I'd probably go down.
That's better. Me too, probably. Actually, to be fair, anyone slaps me, I'll go down.
Ah! Please!
Leave me alone.
I'm just a boy.
It's the poor boy. Nobody loves me.
I'm not going to start singing.
Okay. So, we go on to... So we go forward.
Easy come, easy go. Carry on.
Yeah. So we go forward into an interview with Santos Escobar. Santos is focused. He's nervous, but he's focused. He's got an opportunity to make his dream come true, and he's in for the play. Rey Mysterio is in for the fight of his life, for the fighting later on for the US title. Backstage, Jimmy Uso roughhouses a couple of nameless employees, and then Paul Heyman calls Roman Reigns.
Wonderful. Indie talent. Indie talent.
Maybe they're just two guys in suits, like shirts and stuff, and they just got pushed around, and that was it.
Found out they were Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury.
I'm pretty sure it weren't them. So we move on to the ring again, but this time it's the Grayson Waller effect with Grayson Waller.
I'm glad you can compare that for me, thank you.
That's alright. Special guest was Bobby Lashley. Bobby mentions that he made a mistake, he might have made a mistake, that the Profits don't have what it takes to be successful because of the actions from last week where they didn't win because of Angelo's hesitance. Yeah. Obviously, cue the Street Profits. Out they come in their dapper suits. Bobby wants to see what the Profits have. They're confused by this, and Bobby just wants to see something from them. It was very sort of nothing.
It sounds riveting.
Yeah, Bobby was like, "Show me what you got," and then the Profits were like, "What do you mean?" And then Bobby was like, "Show me."
And they're still like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, it's like, "What do you want from us? Tell us what you want."
Tell me what you got.
Following this, Grayson then introduces the 150 million hit man, Austin Theory.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, there you go. It sunk into it.
Yeah.
Theory has a little stare down with Bobby Lashley, their history, whatever, before making his way to the ring.
Memories.
Theory is due to a match now with Cameron Grimes, the guy who's not been released.
Shoot to the moon. Anyone that doesn't watch this podcast previous to this, we don't want Cameron Grimes to be released.
Yeah,
but Prozzy made a bet that Cameron Grimes would be released by the end of the year, and I was having none of it. And the only time he was probably going to be released was in the cuts that have just happened, so we're all good.
He's still there.
Prozzy leaving at the end of the year.
So this match, Theory wins with the A-Town down.
A-Town down.
Screaming out loud. Post-match, Theory mocks Dragon Lee, who's in the front row. He was just there. And then a verbal scrap. That's then just left because Theory goes to leave. I rated it 2 stars. It was the same problem as the Jimmy Carl match. It was effectively nothing more than a squash match.
You said the Jimmy Carr match?
No, Jimmy and Carl.
Okay, the Jimmy Carr match?
People are not going to understand that reference. But yeah, there's nothing more than a squash match for Theory, and Grimes didn't come out of it looking good at all, just like a jobber. So,
yep. Well worth
it. We go into an interview with Rey Mysterio. Rey has nothing but respect for Santos. It's just a good, wholesome encounter.
I'm excited.
Backstage again, Jimmy Uso is beating up another guy, but this time it's Shantae Adonis and the former Hit Row.
Why is that's really random thinking about it. Shantae's still there, but top dollars. Yeah, what are they going to do with them two?
Ashanti and B-Fab are still around, making hits and selling roads. I don't know. They do swerve when they drive. Maybe. Well, not confirmed. So we go into the match that probably everyone's been looking forward to for this show. Maybe. It's the United title. Rey Mysterio defends against Santos Escobar, the match that was meant to happen a few weeks ago, but couldn't because Santos was injured. I remember that much. Rey wins and retains the title after a roll-up counter from Santos' Phantom Driver.
Rey Mysterio loves a good roll-up recently, by the way. It's the only way he wins.
Yeah.
Because everyone kicks out the 619 and the splash. Now he just wins by the roll-up, and it's normally a victory roll.
Yeah, I think it was that. Yeah, no, it was a cradle, I think. It was a cradle from Phantom Driver. Yeah. But yeah, post-match, the Profits come out and they attack the LWO. They lay out Santos and Rey, and then Cruz and Joaquin Wild. in an attempt to appease Bobby. Bobby comes out. He's smiling. He's happy. The match itself, I rated 3.5 stars. It was a really good match between Mysterio and Escobar. I would argue it might be Rey's best match of the year. Saying that, he's not had much to really go off of, though.
I can't even... There's not like a match I can point out that would be like, that was a banger. So, yep, fair enough.
Yeah. It kept Escobar strong, with the flash roll-up pinfall as well. So, I think that was the important thing here, to keep Santos looking strong in this, face-to-face thing.
Yeah.
But we done with that, and we go backstage. We're in the medical room with LWO. They're reeling from the attack from the Profits, and they challenge Lashley and the Profits to a match at Fastlane. Which is fine. It's cool. It's been confirmed and everything. Of course, on the graphic, they put Lashley and the Profits on one side, and all 4 members of the LWO on the other. So, which 3 are fighting Lashley and Profits?
It's got to be Rey, Santos, and flipping Joaquin, probably.
First word ball in there. Rey, Santos, and Zelina. There you go.
Rey, Santos, and Dragon Lee.
It could be that, in all honesty. But we go backstage. So we remain backstage. John Cena is here. He pulls up in a car. He's in full gear, so he goes out in the street wearing his luminescent clothing and his jean shorts.
Yeah, why?
And with contract in hand, because he's got a contract in hand from, I think, last week it was. But that's pretty much it. We ignore that because the next vignette is the most important bit. It's a very important, a very influential vignette. It's the Pretty Deadly recovery vignette.
Okay. Yes,
Part
boys.
2. So this is the compilation of Elton Prince's Road to Recovery. It's filled with shots of Elton building up the power of Poke and Eye on a dummy. Eventually him trying to get out of the wheelchair as well. So he can't get up out of the wheelchair. His legs are in such a bad fatigue state.
Just a reminder to everyone, he hurt his shoulder.
Yep.
He has a shoulder injury.
So his legs are the problem here. So he can't get out of the wheelchair. Eventually he does, and he's out of the wheelchair. He pokes the eye. He hits the chair shot on the body bag and the heavy bag. Sorry, the AEW, don't worry. And he gets out the wheelchair. Hashtag Elton strong, and Elton is indeed strong again. Yes, boy.
There's Elton strong and there's Neck strong. There's a lot of strongs going on right now.
New Japan strong.
Adam. Anyway, okay.
We'll get there. And your main event of the night, which is where we're at now, which was Charlotte Flair and Bayley. Charlotte wins with a spear. I rated this 2.5 stars. This, for a match between Charlotte and Bayley, was surprisingly very weak. It was an average match with a lot of nothing in between.
I'm going to be honest right now. I think Bayley's fell off a cliff as a wrestler.
Yes, yeah, he kind of has.
Yeah, like Charlotte's pretty decent still, but yeah, Bayley's done nothing.
Yeah. It's all just Io Sky now, which I'm not against that, but...
Yeah, because she's a good wrestler. Like, Bayley's not a bad wrestler, but she's just not showing that she's a good wrestler anymore.
Yeah.
They have nothing for her.
No, they don't. I think we're building towards Charlotte and Io anyway, so that is what the direction seems to be.
Charlotte's 55th reign.
Yeah. Post-match, Bayley declares Damage Control are going to destroy Charlotte Flair, and the 3 of them surround the ring. Dakota is injured still, maybe. I don't know. But before they can do anything, Asuka makes the save for Charlotte. And... wrong thing. She don't lose anymore.
Oh. Empress of Tomorrow.
That's the one. So Asuka comes in the ring. She shouts at Damage Control in Japanese. Bayley pretends to know Japanese by responding to it, assuming that Asuka wanted a triple threat match for Io's title, and agrees on Io's behalf to accept the triple threat. You can see Io on the camera saying to Bayley, "That's not what she said. She weren't saying that." But yeah, it's gonna be a triple threat match now at Fastlane. Charlotte, Io, and Asuka, which should be a good match.
Yeah.
But now we go to the ending segment, which is not the main event, it's just the ending segment. John Cena's here again. He's here to compete. He can run or he can fight. And what do the fans think he will do? The guy who wears Never Give Up has the whole Never Give Up thing about him.
Never gonna give you up.
It's Rick Astley. But no, here comes the Bloodline. They start a beat down on Cena, and then some backup arrives for him. Some backup that's in the form of none other than L.A. Knight. Yeah!
Yes.
Knight signs the contract, and Cena sells it with absolute dismay and shock. LA Knight gets the contract. He's like, "I'm gonna sign it," and then Cena's like,
"Why would this biggest babyface in the world sign this contract out the other bigger babyface in the world?"
Yep.
Yeah.
But with that, it seems that the match is set for Fastlane, and that was the end down.
Sounds riveting.
It was riveting stuff. The best thing was the pre-deadly segment.
Ah, you had a fucking 3.5-star match. Don't lay down the lucha. The lucha match was good.
I'm gonna lay it down because pre-deadly are my boys.
Yeah, we 3.5 stars.
3.5 stars. Thank you.
Yawn.
But yeah, we move on now to Monday Night Raw from the 2nd of October.
3 hours.
Things start off instantly. Nia Jax is in a scrap with Shayna Baszler. I don't know why. They're fighting.
They're fighting because Nia Jax attacked everyone, and then Shayna thought she'd be on her side still, and then she laid out Shayna as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Raquel Rodriguez joins the scrap. So now 3 of them fighting, and then this is all spearheaded by a returning Rhea Ripley. And everything goes crazy, and Security break them all up. But Rhea's not done. She calls out the Judgment Day.
She's not done. She's not dumb.
She's met by Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. So Finn Balor is out injured, I believe.
Oh no, that was the TV series. Don't get done, get dumb. Let's carry on.
Tensions boil a little as Rhea scolds both Priest and Dominic. Dominic was the one who lost the North American title, No Mercy, which Priest points out because Priest is like, I don't want to point fingers, but I have my titles and my briefcase. What does Dom have? Nothing. Rhea then turns to Dom. She's pissed off with Dom for losing, by the way. And she tells him just very straightly, he's got a North American title rematch on NXT. You can thank me later. Just go win. And also she threatens Dominic by saying that she expects Dom to win the title, and if he doesn't win at NXT, don't come back at all. Storyline.
The Rhea factor.
Fucking, I didn't realize how good Rhea was until this segment. Like I knew she was good, but I knew she was good, but I didn't think she had that amount of intensity in her.
Fucking I did.
I was captivated by the entire thing. They're the best thing. Fuck the Bloodline. It's Judgment Day all day.
That's your judgment anyway. Let's move on.
Move on to the first match of the night, which is Alpha Academy against Imperium's Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. The Imperium win following a Shining Wizard from Kaiser on Otis. I rated this 3.25 star. It was enjoyable. Everyone got their stuff in, and the added tension of Vinci and Kaiser, like they had to win.
Yeah.
It made a fun dynamic. Ultimately, the match ended with Otis attempting an avalanche fall-away slam, but the intervention from Vinci actually allowed Kaiser to win. So Vinci is getting his value back, I guess.
Yes.
Fantastic. Backstage, it's shown that Becky needed to get stitches from her match with Tiffany Stratton, which looks fucking like a nasty gash on her back. At No Mercy, so Becky and Tegan cannot happen this week because it was meant to happen following No Mercy.
Tegan's getting screwed weekly now. That's it.
So Adam Pearce says this to her in his office. Tegan is okay with it because Tegan's a pushover. Speaking of pushovers, enter Chelsea Green. She assumes that's what Tegan wants, and basically is like pushing in line, not like what's the word? Not deserving an opportunity, but pushing in line to try and get something that's not theirs.
I agree.
She implies that Tegan is not championship material, while pointing to her own tag title.
Gee, the truth's there.
Yeah. Tegan then suggests that she fights Chelsea tonight. No, that schedule was free. Pierce agrees and makes it official. Chelsea's not happy.
Of course she isn't. Love it.
We go into the ring again. It's a match. Bronson Reed against Cedric Alexander. He still works it.
Bronson Reed loses.
Bronson Reed wins with the
Oh,
tsunami.
Tsunami!
Yeah, Wade does a good job of that. He's like, you know what's coming? You know what's coming? Tsunami!
Is it about 2 minutes long?
About that, yeah. Guess what I rated it?
1 star.
2 stars.
Fucking hell. You're very giving with your star ratings.
2 star is like my default, unless it's like tremendously bad. But if it's a squash and it's somewhat okay in those 2 minutes, then I can be a bit more lenient with it.
So 2.5 be the default? Because it's halfway.
No, because it's not average, is it?
Yeah. Default.
2 stars average. Anyway, this is about 2 minutes of Cedric abuse. Bronson wins and builds himself towards something.
Comfort.
See, that's what I'm hoping, but I don't know if it's going in there. Backstage, Adam Pearce is with Drew McIntyre. Drew doesn't want to do Miss TV this week.
No one wants to do Miss TV.
Pearce asks him if he's okay. Drew clarifies again that he's fine. He has no interest in doing the right thing, as he rightly recalls that no one helped him when the Bloodline were beating on him. Which is absolutely fair.
Yep. Oh, you already know what happened in the match, and I loved it. But continue.
So yeah, then we have a contract signing for the IC title match for next week between Gunther and Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa comes in, signs immediately, and talks about his family. He'll get to fight for something that he wanted since he was 5 years old. And I misunderstood this part here, because I know now he meant the IC title, but he said something like, the actual wording was like, he's going to fight for something, have the match he's wanted for so many years since he was a child or whatever. And I assumed he meant he wanted to fight Gunther since he was 5 years old.
Oh, deep.
My initial notes said he wants to fight Gunther when he was 5. How old Gunther?
Oh, God. What a fantastic review.
I know, right? Gunther mocks Ciampa for wearing the clothes he does. He's not like a champion, like just like a champion, fight like a champion. And the IC title is the most prestigious title in all of wrestling. Ciampa says that he's ready to beat Gunther tonight, and Gunther tells him to prove it. And Ciampa is happy to make the match tonight instead of next week. Gunther agrees, and then he signs it. A fight breaks out. Ciampa gets in as a Sicilian lock before Gunther's forced to retreat. So the match is happening tonight.
The question is, what was Adam Pearce doing if this match wasn't happening tonight? Because there wasn't a main event, clearly.
The main event would have been fucking, yeah.
Wrestling.
We'll get there.
Do exactly what Dynamite do and just forget there's main events.
Backstage, Damian Priest is not happy that despite the fact that he didn't lay a hand on anyone earlier, that he's forced to defend the tag title with Finn at Fastlane. So, I missed something earlier. That's right. Sorry, I didn't write it down. There was a fight between Jimmy and Jay and Cody and Judgment Day.
Okay.
And then this led to JD McDonough and Dominic getting involved, trying to retaliate, and then Damian was gonna and then didn't. So that's why he's not happy now because he didn't touch anyone earlier, that he's got to defend his title at Fastlane. But that's pretty much it. Then we have a match, Xavier Woods and Ivar. Xavier wins following an inside cradle.
Exciting.
Yeah. Post-match, Ivar lays out Xavier. Kofi tries to help, but receives a similar fate. Both Kofi and Xavier fall to spinning wheel kicks, and then a moonsault on both of them.
Good times.
3 stars. Wasn't as good as I thought it would be initially.
Yeah.
But the post-match stuff actually helped. It kind of ruled. I see an Ivar in like a monster sort of role. Suits him.
Yeah, Singer's Roan is dead.
I think
Merrick,
he's injured,
if
isn't
you
he?
want to go. Yeah.
So yeah, but Ivar seems to be working the little singles push doing here.
Raw's long.
It is long. This is why I'm
We've
not
still
watching
got
it.
3 matches.
Yeah. But never mind that, because it is an in-ring segment. Seth Rollins is here with Michael Cole. He's questioned on if he knows what he's getting into with Shinsuke. Seth talks about addiction, a compulse, and how he's like how it's however he has to make a living through wrestling, support his family, support his daughter. It's a feeling that you can't put into words. Then we get a Shinsuke promo on the Titantron, again all in Japanese, English subtitles. He's tired of hearing Seth talk and claims that Seth is maybe faking his back injury to gain sympathy from people. But don't worry, because he won't need to pretend for much longer. And suddenly Shinsuke attacks him from behind. he lands a Kinshasa. And then
on the back.
Yeah. And then Screen Shinsuke counts to 10. But Seth gets up, so they have to cut it off. Shinsuke grabs the chair. And then
fucking ruined everything.
And then he lays Seth out with chair after chair shot after chair shot after chair shot. And then again, they play the Screen Shinsuke. He starts counting to 10. And then Seth gets up again, so they have to cut it off again. Shinsuke then gets hit a side slam on Seth onto a chair. And then hits another Kinshasa. And then does his own manual 10 count. While Seth stays down for the 10 count, so Seth is actually out this time.
Imagine if Shinsuke won and the count, like in the actual Last Man Standing, is his video playing for the actual count. That'd be fucking fantastic with that play.
That would be good. Right, backstage again. Becky Lynch is here. She approaches Tegan Knox and confirms that she's not cleared, which we heard earlier, but she's there to confirm it to her face, I guess.
Yep, because you don't believe doctors and management.
Mm-hmm. She'll be back to 100% now, and Tegan will have a shot when Becky's back.
I thought you said she's back to 100%, or she's back halfway she took a health point.
Then Natalya comes in and reassures that Tegan will get her chance. So Natalya's just either faking it or completely just turned.
Of course she's faking it.
Faking it, okay. Anyway, Tegan Knox against Chelsea Green. Tegan wins with the world's shiniest wizard.
In 2 minutes.
Yep, 2-minute match.
Yeah.
Two stars.
Fuck's sake.
This is a nothing match that didn't really do or set up anything. The 2 minutes, it was fine. I can't downgrade that. It was 2 minutes, but the rest of them was fine in those 2 minutes. We move on straight to another match. It's Drew McIntyre and The Miz. Drew wins in a few-shot DDT.
3 minutes.
Yep, 2 stars. A glorified squash match again.
Fucking hell, these ratings, good God.
2 stars is my default now. I can't bother to think any less than that.
You need to think. That's how you rate. Fucking defaults.
Right, we get an interview with Trick Williams.
Drew cheated, by the way.
It was a squash match.
He hit fucking The Miz off the metal turnbuckle.
Yes, it's fine.
It's a big part of Drew's heel turn, and you just smashed it.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I saw.
Of course you fucking weren't, judging by the 2-star ratings. This podcast has gone down the shitter.
Look,
it's gonna get worse because Frosty's back next week.
It's fine. It's fine. Believe.
I'm not here next week. It's fucked. Frosty ain't watching wrestling this week. You're gonna have to watch 5 shows.
7 if you count the other ones, but
no one gives a shit about Squared right now.
Wow. No, we get an interview with Trick Williams. Trick introduces himself to the people, and he's cut off by Judgment Day. Rhea then warns Trick that Dominic won't be alone, and Dominic will have the Judgment Day in his corner in NXT, and they'll win the North American title back on Tuesday.
2.5 for intensity.
We then get an interview with Cody Rhodes.
2 stars.
Cody is good, but Jay so. And he plans to be on SmackDown with Jay as they march onto Fastlane. Cool. And we went to the main event of Raw for the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther defends against Tommaso Ciampa. Gunther wins and retains us with a sleeper hold and referee's decision to stop the match.
Stoppage, yeah.
I rated it 2 stars. No, I didn't. I rated it 4.25 stars.
Nice.
It was a really good match. Very good match for TV. Ciampa pushed Gunther to his limits, and unfortunately for him, the longer Gunther goes, the worse it gets for the opponent. Fantastic match, and help put over Gunther as well. Miz stuff all around. But that's not the main thing here. The main thing is very lackluster in all honesty. But so Ciampa gets beaten up by Vinci and Kaiser. And then suddenly we hear the music that I didn't recognize at first. I was like, oh, there's someone coming out. It's Johnny Gargano. He's been missing and now he's been found. And he makes a save on Ciampa and clears out the ring. And at the end of the show, just sees Johnny and Ciampa in the ring, sort of looking at each other, smiling. So DIY is here.
In America, they cut half of it off, supposedly, so you didn't even see that. Just saw Johnny Gargano kind of saved them.
Yeah, the theme really ruined it, in my opinion. Like, that one would have been much more of an impact than the one he currently has. Like, if that had played, that would have got a better reaction.
Yeah.
Because I personally had no idea who was coming out until I saw Johnny run down the ramp. So, yeah, it was. That was the end of Raw.
It's the end of you speaking.
And everything again. Goodbye.
You feel better.
Yes. Goodbye.
Thank God for that. 2-star mania.
2-star mania.
So yeah, Collision. No one's watched. So I'm going to run down the results. This is what we're going with. Andrade defeated Juice Robinson in a match of the night, according to this cage match, or it might have just been beaten by the main event. The Kingdom defeated the Best Friends. Julia Hart beat Vert Vixen, Vert Vixen's very good. I'm glad she's getting showings. Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega defeated the Gates of Agony. The Righteous. Last time I'll be doing this because it's fact. Defeated Judas Icarus and Travis Williams.
That's cool.
And then Aussie Open and Big Bill and Ricky Starks defeated the Blackpool, and they said Blackpool Country Club then. Blackpool Combat Club, which is Brian and Wheeler and FTR. That's a big win. That was the match. And no, it wasn't. On average, it's probably about 3.5 if you go via cage match.
2 stars.
Good fucking God. So we'll move on to Wrestle Dream. I don't watch the buy-in. I'm just going to throw it out there. But for anyone that really cares, I don't think we even really report on the buy-in, but I might as well do it now. You had an 8-man mixed tag match. Athena, Billy Starks, Keith Lee, and Satoshi Kojima defeated Diamante, Mercedes Martinez, Shane Taylor Promotions of Moriarty and Shane Taylor. Claudio defeated Josh Barnett. Luchasaurus defeated Nick Wayne. And Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed defeated TMDK.
Yep. So Claudio and Barnett was a sleeper match. It was fantastic.
It got a 3.5 on a cage match.
I said it was 4 on my ratings. I like that fucking kind of wrestling.
Fucking AEW.
Catch can wrestling. Technical wrestling.
Yeah, you don't fucking like anything to Mauricio. You hate him, don't you, you bastard? Don't fucking wrestling. Anyway, let's move on to Wrestle Dream. So we kicked off with MJF coming out after the Roaches. That's officially the last time I heard that. He discussed Jay White and Tofu. That's the worst nickname in the world.
Yep.
It's awful, and I'm glad we'll get to Dynamite. They bring up how awful it is. Was he the man beyond the mask? No. According to MJF. And then he fought the Roaches 2-on-1.
Yep.
And he won this match clean.
Yep.
Technically clean. He cheated at the end, but fucking Dutch or Vincent was out cold.
He could have put a fucking finger on Dutch. It would have been a free count. Like...
Yeah. I read it 2 3/4 because I enjoyed it, but I didn't like the ending because it was not a match that anyone should be winning like that.
No, I agree.
So MJF is continues to be the World Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
What was your rating, DP?
2.5. I thought it was about average, personally.
Yeah. So yeah, I was slightly more into it, clearly. Only got a 1/4 of a star, but it doesn't matter. Then we had Eddie Kingston versus Shibata. Eddie Kingston won with 15 spinning back fists. I rated it 3 stars. It was fine.
Yeah, too many back fists. 3.25 for me.
There we go. Well, we're evening out. Chris Statlander versus Julia Hart. The match that Julia Hart should win. So Chris Statler won. Clean win. Julia went for a mist at some point and got hit out of mouth. Statlander reversed into a tombstone kind of thing that she does.
Yeah, that strong zero move, isn't it?
Yeah, and she won in 8 minutes. That was your women's match. All right, that 3 stars because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, 3 stars here as well. Yeah. Julia's coming to her own, which is really good to see.
Yes, and she's now disappeared unless she's on Collision. That will probably what happened. Next up, we had the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks versus Orange Cassidy and Hook. I don't know if they've got a name. I don't think they have. Versus the Gun Club. All right, this 2 3/4 stars. Young Bucks won the match. It wasn't a great match, I'll be honest. Especially because I spoke to you about this. They all started tagging in on the left-hand corner, and I'm not on about like Lucha Brothers tagged in on the left-hand corner. Then the Young Bucks tagged in on the left-hand corner. Everyone's got their own corner, but because they need to get their shit in, didn't care about the rules in the end.
Yeah, it became like a communal corner.
It took me out of it because I know AEW have got shafted with the tag matches. And I like the Young Bucks, as I said, it's not Leech. It just got to the point where now you're just being silly.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Young Bucks are suddenly in a match with FTR again, which is going to annoy me because I feel like they're going about the way that everyone thought FTR may win at Wembley because Young Bucks win at Wembley because, it's the Young Bucks EVPs and stuff, but they didn't win. So I feel like now they're going to use this as an excuse to win the titles, going, well, we didn't win them at Wembley.
Please don't win. 2.5 for me, by the way.
What's going to be annoying as well is if they win, then there's going to be another match. It's fucking let it die. Next up, we had Swerve versus Adam Page. Swerve won convincingly in my eyes. Bit of cheat. Rated 3.5 stars. I enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I rated 3 3/4. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Swerve continues to prove why he should be the first Black World Champion.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Well, he's the only other guy's Powerhouse Hobbs that I can think of. And he did that happening, is it?
Scorpio Sky.
He's gone again, hasn't he? He had that one match. There's been vignettes, and I haven't seen him since. But yeah, Swerve's great. They need to push him to the fucking universe.
Yeah.
Next up, we had the most random match of the night. We had Ricky Starks versus Wheeler Yuta, just because. I rated 3 stars. Ricky Starks won. It was a good match. It was just there. Big Bill came out randomly just to get caught. Ricky Starks, I don't get it, was there. John Moxley was on commentary, and it was fucking brilliant because he kept swearing. And then eventually he did this. Fucking. I actually muted myself. And then he went, "Look, I covered my mic though." And he's like, "Yeah, thanks." And then we'll move on to one of the weakest matches of the night.
Mm-hmm.
We had Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. So Bryan Danielson picked up the win by knocking out Zack Sabre Jr. So Zack Sabre Jr. is still the best technical wrestler in the world because he cheated and knocked out ZSG. You'll see a promo on Dynamite, you've not seen it, where they flash this back, and I think they're going to do another match at some point. Probably will be in New Japan because he said, you're like some kind of scumbag, you knocked me out, I rated this match, DP. 5 stars. I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
It was a very, very good match.
So,
if you rate it over 5 stars, I'm going to punch you in the face.
I find it very hard to rate TV matches 5 stars. Or even, I've done 4.5 before, but I can't in my mind, I can't justify doing a 5-star on TV. The live atmosphere adds to it, in my opinion. But 5 stars.
Wonderful.
It's the first time I'm going to say on TV 5 stars.
He's meaning watching it on TV,
yes,
not TV show, by the way. He's on about if he goes live. No, it was a very, very good match. It just built and built.
Yeah, it was the exact kind of match you'd want from these two. And it also didn't give away the actual ending that you'd expect from these two.
Yeah.
Because that submission is coming at one point, but not tonight. Not
Yeah,
sorry.
what'll happen is I feel like he'll win. Zack Sabre Jr. will win in New Japan. I feel like that'll be the thing. Yeah, and then that'll
by
push Zack
knockout.
Sabre. Hopefully not.
Well, I think they're gonna both do the shitty where it's like, oh, you knocked me out, I'm gonna knock you out, and then we'll have you a
Zack Sabre
submission
Jr.
match.
knocking Daniel Bryan out.
He's got kicks and stuff. Zack Driver, pin then a pin then.
European clutch.
Yeah,
That's a technical win.
No. Can't do that then. Has to be a Zack Driver win.
It's not good. You're gonna have 2 matches and that's it. You're done. Zack Sabre Jr. is gonna submit
No,
you. And
give Brian Zack every fucking week.
What did I write here? I wrote something here and I don't know what. Oh yeah, that was my first ever Zack Sabre Jr. 5-star match.
Really?
Yeah, he's never
That's
reached the
fair,
5 stars on my scale.
Yeah, that's fair.
But there we go. Then we had the Don Callis family, which is Takeshita, Guevara, and Ospreay, versus the Golden Lovers and Chris Jericho. I rated this 3 and I believe 1/2 stars. Don Callis family won, which is good. They need to continue win because they need to push them, and they also had Will Ospreay in the team. And once again, Don Callis has got one above Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega.
Yeah, for me it was pretty cool. Very good match. It was a match that showcased everyone in the right way. Still feel like Ibushi's not doing too much. That could be just me.
Ibushi needs to go away. I don't want to see him in AEW anymore.
But I realised in this match
really disappointing.
I realised this match that Sammy Guevara is taking stupid risks. Like there were so many times where there was so many times in this match where he did a cut or something or some kind of move where he extended his body so far out to hit a move when someone was out of position, or he went too far, or
That's what Sammy Guevara does, though. That's his gimmick. And then we'll end with the main event. And I was about to say my match of the night, and then I realised it was a 5-star match. But we had Christian Cage versus Darby Allin. So this was a good match. Allen picked up the first fall because it was a 2 out of 3 falls match by using his turtleneck against him, which was good. He pulled his turtleneck over his face and then rolled him up. Christian Cage couldn't out-wrestle Darby Allin like he wanted to. So he just resorted to kicking the absolute hell out of Darby Allin. What I liked about this as well, I don't know if you noticed, is that Christian's really safe in the ring. Like, most wrestlers, the stair spot, most wrestlers, he went to pick him up for that stairs thing and noticed it was too far away and then just threw him on the floor because rather than attempting it. Some other wrestlers, AEW wrestlers, just fucking launched him and hoped for the best. But then he threw him at the stairs afterwards, but it was a more safe location.
Yeah.
He picked up the win by count out because Darby Allin actually got. I'm so glad they didn't do the 9 spot thing. I thought that was going to happen. While Allen was getting counted out, Christian had completely taken off the skirting, the ring mats and stuff like that, just do boards on the floor. And he eventually picked up the win. And Christian Cage is your reigning defending TNT champion. I rated 4 stars. I really enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I will hear no slander on Christian Cage's good name.
Oh, I'm back in the Christian Cage band. I'm back.
He is the actual TNT champion now. Not saying he wasn't before, but now it's officially recognized by AEW.
Yep. Fuck Brian Alvarez.
The fucking mark.
Oh God. Were you a wrestler? Yeah, years ago. Okay. And then that was the end of the show and nothing happened.
Yeah, so let's move on to Dynamite.
But stuff happened. I completely forgot one thing happened before the main thing happened.
Oh, okay.
They came down, they started attacking Darby Allin, and Nick Wayne came to make the save. And then Nick Wayne turned on Darby Allin. So Christian Cage is the father figure that he always wanted, and his mum was in the front row.
Yeah. Can't wait for plenty photos there.
And then Sting comes out to save Darby Allin, but they lay out Sting. And then, out of nowhere, Beth Phoenix's voice blares because everyone in the world should have known that was Beth Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Like, going, it's been announced who officially is doing this entry. Everyone could have guessed it was Beth Phoenix. If you didn't, you're a moron. And then here comes Edge on this day. Comes down to the ring, but he has to celebrate.
Yeah.
They could have absolutely waylaid Sting at that point, but nope, they had to. Edge grabs the chair. He's going to hit a concerto on Sting. Then he hits Nick Wayne. He hits Luchasaurus, and then Christian just leaves. And then that was the end of Wrestle Dream.
Yeah. Very good show. Very good ending as well. Not ending, sorry. A very good surprise factor ending.
Yeah.
I'd say what actually happened in the ring there wasn't really what I envisioned, but it was alright.
Yeah. On this day.
But yeah, big signing. Do you think that is the lifeboat that they needed? Or
it depends what they do with him. No, if they don't do anything with him, then no. But there's no one else they could sign now. I could think of the regular. Is Dolph Ziggler gonna make any difference in AEW?
No.
It's Shelton Benjamin. There's no one they're gonna sign. Unless they randomly sign Sami Callihan and he becomes mental. That's what I want. I want Sami Callihan to be mental.
Callihan won't move the needle though, like Adam Copeland would.
He'll move the needle when he starts hitting people with the bats in the face again.
Oh, I say with the needle. But no,
Dynamite!
Yes, AEW Dynamite. Let's go into it.
This is all a surprise for DP because he hasn't had time to watch it.
Correct.
So we kick off with Jericho and Kenny in a backstage interview with Renee Moxley because she has about 50 interviews in this show. Jericho and Kenny are basically discussing its 4-year anniversary. They were in the main event of the first show, and now they're teaming together against the Don Callis family.
Mm.
And then Edge turns up, and he mentions Canada a lot because they're all Canadian.
Of course.
And he wishes them good luck.
Very nice.
Edge.
Very face edge. Yeah.
So we start with Nick Wayne. No, I lied. Nick Jackson versus Rey Fenix. I rate this 3 1/4 stars. Rey Fenix ends up picking up the win with the usual driver move. It was fine. It was good. It was a good match. It was just it was your typical Nick Jackson versus Phoenix match, which if I'd never seen this match before, I probably would have rated it around about nearly a 4. But when you've seen it so many times, you're going to get to a point where it's okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then we had a Roddy and you wait till you fucking watch this. AEW, fuck this. Roddy and Adam Cole segment at Roddy's house, but they fucked up the sound. You couldn't hear anything. You couldn't hear everything. You could hear echo in. There was they fucked up the whole sound. So I didn't know what the fuck was going on. All I saw was Roderick Strong gave Adam one of them wheel crutches. Do you know the crutches that you get on wheels?
Yeah.
And then they started racing each other around his house. And then Adam went, "Well, I've got to go and get surgery now." And he went, "Well, there's something else I wanted you to bring around here. I want you to help me move my furniture." And he went, "Well, I'm injured. Can't these Kingdom guys do it?" And he went, "No one's got your capabilities of moving furniture." So Adam's just struggling moving sofas in one leg. Roddy's just watching him. And then it just kicks away. They repeat it afterwards, and the sound's fixed and everything like that. Because they realized, I thought it was just the one thing I was watching on was terrible, but no, it was just genuinely fucked. And then at the end of the promo, the second time round, he goes, "Adam, no, serious, I do need your help though." And then it cuts off. And they also are fun. Yeah, it's fun. And then they show the wheelchair thing at the start, and he said when he shows him the wheelchair, not the wheelchair, the fucking crutch on wheels. Adam does that what the fuck face. I love that so much. Next up, we've got Griff Garrison in the ring.
Who the fuck is that guy?
And do you know who he's going to fight?
No.
Do you actually not know?
I have no idea.
This is war. Wardlow's back.
I assume he's going WWE. Okay.
Yep. So Wardlow won. I rate it half a star because 2-star. He won in a 1-minute squash match. He just powerbombed him 15 times and then he went through the crowd and left.
Fair enough.
Callis family were discussing that someone's injured. Sammy Guevara's injured, but they said, well, we could have just avoided this match, but no. Will Ospreay told me to use Carl Fletcher, so it's going to be Carl Fletcher who's going to be in the match.
Okay. So, Ozzy and a part of the Curse family, are they?
We'll get there.
Okay. Okay, more
We
of that.
then have we ripped moving furniture, and I realised that was the rest of that segment. Then we had the glorious match of the fantastic run that they're having. We had the Acclaimed defending their trios title against the Butcher, the Blade, and Kip Sabian. Do you want to know what I rate this match, DP?
Go ahead. Go on.
2 stars.
Hey, thank you.
And it was a 5-minute match. It was just bad.
Yeah, the Acclaimed are sort of. I mean, obviously, I ain't seen this, but the Acclaimed just sort of have gone downhill.
They shouldn't have given them the titles. It was a Wembley win. I discussed with my brother. They wouldn't have gave it to the Wembley foam factor. House of Black should still be champions.
Yeah.
Their matches were all great. Fucking waste of space. Then we had the final Tony Storm vignette with RJ City. So she's grabbing RJ City by the throat at the start of it. And she starts going on about, she's losing her touch, and then RJ City goes, "You're not even old. Like, what you you're not even old?" And then she says she's timeless. So she's now timeless Tony Storm.
Cool.
Yep. Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. have like a vignette, and I said that's the one I described in Wrestle Dream where it's not over.
Mm-hmm.
It'll never be over. That's what you want, isn't it?
Like I said, give it to me every week. Give me Brian Zion. Give me Brian and Zach. There we go. Yeah. Every week.
Then they have a Swerve Adam Page vignette, and Swerve is going to be fighting someone next week for the number 1 contender. Oh, Swerve versus Bryan Danielson next week. Number 1 contendership for the title, yeah.
Cool.
So they're going to try and push the boat out because NXT are trying to push the boat out to stop them. So that's a big match. Bullet Club Gold come out next without Jay White, 'cause obviously he got murdered. They basically, in Juice Robinson's voice, he goes, "MJF, you better come out here because you had some explainings to do." So he comes out, he calls Tofu, and Juice Robinson basically says that's a boy. It's just shit.
Yeah.
MJF says they're all scared of him, and then he challenges them all to a street fight. He comes down to the ring, they all disappear. And then Jay White comes out of nowhere and Switchblade, what's his name? What's his fucking finisher?
Oh, Cardblade.
No, what's his fucking finisher? Jay White.
Oh, the Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, that's it. He hits that and steals the title.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to fight MGF at Full Gear, but he's now got the championship.
Cool.
Yep, it was a bit of a long promo again. That was pretty much the gist of what I cared. Huck and OC backstage with Renee Paquette. OC goes, "I thought we were going to win. At least you've got a title." Then Huck goes, "Well, I hope you have a title again." And then Orange Cassidy grabs some Lay's crisps out his hands and eats them. And he was going, Huck went, "You should be in the title match next week, not John Moxley." And then Orange Cassidy went, "Well, John Moxley did hold the title for 3 weeks. I only held it for 11 months. That was the offer. And then she offered Renee chips, and she's like, "No." That was the offer.
I don't know if it's how you delivered it, or if it's how it was in the actual show. But that sounds great.
Yeah, no, that genuinely was how it was delivered. And it was good. I enjoyed it. We had the tag team match of Jericho and Omega versus Takeshita and Cole Fletcher. Right. 3 1/4 stars. Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega won. Don Callis was on commentary going, "That kid screwed me. He screwed me." And then, out of nowhere, we've got a new member of the Don Callis family. Powerhouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he absolutely fucking destroys Kenny Omega for like 10 minutes in the crowd and everything like that. And then Don Callis hits Kenny Omega in the head with a chair when he gets handcuffed, and he actually hits him in the head with a chair. Not blocked. Okay. Folland just hits him.
Fair enough.
Safe, like proper safe shot, but he'd still hit him in the head.
Yeah, I can't imagine Callis has much force behind him anyway.
No, it was a proper like stomp shot as well. It was like more of the stomp made the noise, but yeah.
So that's who now in the Callis family? That's Takeshita, Guevara, Ospreay. And now
Ospreay is going to turn up, isn't he? He's going to turn up on the odd occasion, so it's going to be them 3 I'd class as the Callis family with the odd person that will turn up.
That's pretty strong, though.
Yeah, it is a big faction. just need to do something with powerhouse ups.
Mhm.
I don't want to see 15 squash matches. It's the same with Wardlow. I don't want to see him do squash matches anymore. They keep building him, and then he comes back and does more squash matches. It's such a fucking have a rivalry, please. MJF is now backstage with Renee, but he's on the physio table getting his dog massaged. Happy ending. And then out of nowhere, the Acclaimed are behind him, and then Max Caster starts rubbing him on the back.
Oh, they actually reference it now.
Yeah. And then MJF goes, "What the fuck are you doing? You know, I don't want your letters or your texts and stuff like that. I don't want to sit you. Fuck off." It was basically his. Yeah.
Oh,
Don't know what that was about, Dave, I'm going to be honest.
I'm glad they reference it now. So every time MJF has like a celebratory picture with a bell or whatever, he's wearing his gear, right? Which is his pants or his briefs. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, and you can notice a bulge, to put it in layman's terms, I guess. And then Caster always quote tweets them, saying something like, "Oh, Daddy this, Daddy MJF," or like.
Anyway, moving on to the main event of Dynamite.
Frozzy, put the picture of the tweets.
Frozzy, add something into this video. Is that what you've just asked?
Yeah, why not?
What are the odds of that happening?
2 stars.
Anyway, main event of tonight's show was Toni Storm versus Sky Blue in a really random women's match. Second week in a row they've done this. Willow versus Julia, I think, was last week. Toni Storm won with the Storm 0, rated 2.5 stars. The best part of this was, if you didn't watch the picture-in-picture, if you just cut to picture-in-picture, because I don't watch it, but I overheard it for a second. Toni Storm outside going, "Anyone want to see the world famous titty slap?" Toni Storm comes out mental as well. She looks like Chelsea Green with a wedding gimmick, smeared. Yeah. And she's timeless.
Of course, yes.
And then we end Dynamite with Adam Copeland. He comes down, discusses the dream matches he could have with Kenny Omega, and etc. like that. He said that he spoke to his nephew, I believe it was, and gave him 2 choices. He went like, "Should I stay in WWE and do this, or should I go have fun with Jay in AEW?" And I know you said go have fun with Jay. And then he was going like, obviously I know him as Jay, but you know him as Christian Cage. Come out here, Christian. Comes out. He basically says to Christian, "You do realise that Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne will turn on you. They will take everything from your training and then they will just leave you as usual."
Mm-hmm.
And he went, "Your ego's too big to even notice this, to accept this." And he went, "I've come to AEW because it's time. It's time for us to be a tag team again. We could win the titles, etc. like that."
Mm-hmm.
Christian Cage is going, grabs the mic, and then he hugs him.
Oh.
And then they bleep it out, but Christian Cage goes, "Go fuck yourself."
Oh.
Hugs him and all, "Go fuck yourself." And then just leaves, and that's the end of it. And then on the entranceway, he goes, "I'm going to show you're going to be fighting next week." And then Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne come out on the entranceway. AEW fuck this, by the way. He should have fought Nick Wayne
first. Yes.
First match, you put an Edge against Luchasaurus.
Yeah, you put him with someone who's, I don't know,
who can bump the shit for him.
Yeah, who's fast as well.
Yeah, and just like it'll look cool. Luchasaurus gonna have to beat the shit out of him for most of the match. Like, yeah, but yeah, that was the end of Dynamite. It was a pretty mixed match. The matches weren't fantastic.
Yeah,
the stories are being built, which is good. And do you want to hear what they're challenging NXT with? Because anyone that's watching NXT next week, it's on Tuesday, and Dynamite's on Tuesday. So DP showed me Paul Heyman and John Cena are going to be in the corners of Bron Breakker and
and
Halo.
Yes. Yeah.
Cody Rhodes is turning up to do an announcement. Fuck knows what that is.
Yeah.
And Oscar is fighting Roxanne Perez. So
Yeah.
they're definitely competition, clearly, because they wouldn't randomly be appearing. So here's the card: Chris Jericho versus Powerhouse Hobbs.
Okay.
Adam Page versus Jay White.
Very short match there.
Brian Danielson versus Swerve Strickland.
Another very short match there.
Adam Copeland versus Luchasaurus.
Again?
That's the match.
I know.
Saraya versus Hikaru Shida. Probably the best opponent Saraya could have.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if this is just random order, but you got Ray Phoenix versus John Moxley. John Moxley's winning title back, isn't he?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I want him to win it back. Phoenix is champion. I can't. What are you going to do with Phoenix?
It's kind of weird. Him as champion. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to happen, was it? But yep, that's the end of this.
Yes, that is the end of this. Is the end of the review. This is the end of the show. But before we get going, reminder as well to drop us a like, comment on the videos, say what you like, say what you don't like. Just do more of me, less of me, more of Rey, less of Rey.
Well, it's less of me next week.
That's gonna be fun. And as always, well, forgive us to follow if you're so inclined on our above medias. So we have our Twitch, our Twitter or X now, our Facebook, Instagram, and our Threads, which we forgot exists.
Oh yeah, I've not posted that.
I've not either.
I don't want you to get. I felt bad about getting ready on the graphic because you took so long to do the graphic. No, I'd like to. You've done so many graphics, we might as well just keep it there.
It's fine. We'll do it at some point. And as well as our independent Twitters, which are beneath our cameras here, and rates over there. But yeah, that brings an end to this show and an end to this review. I've been DP. Peace.
Have you?